So, how do I get leads for my Melaleuca business? That's a question I'm often asked. So, stick around to the end because I'm not only going to explain exactly how to get more leads for your Melaleuca business, but I'll teach you a much better question to ask around this topic. My name is Matt Zavidal, and it was using the ideas I'll give you in this video that were responsible for me building an international network marketing business. These skills also shot me to #4 producer out of thousands of affiliates in an affiliate offer that I sell. In this video, I'll show you how there's only two ways to get Melaleuca leads. And by the way, if you want to learn how to get free leads for your Melaleuca business without spamming anyone or bugging your family or Facebook friends, I've put a link in the pinned comment and description to our free digital recruiting bootcamp series that teaches you how to use social media to attract new customers and team members every single week. So, how do I get leads for my Melaleuca business? All right, let's break this down into the simplest parts by saying there are only two ways to get Melaleuca leads. Number one, organic, otherwise known as free. Number two, you pay for your leads. So you could get leads offline if you want to go do that, run around hitting up the supermarket cashier or the person standing next to you in the bookstore reading Napoleon Hill books. You could do that. I don't recommend it, but you could. And that is an organic and free method. The other way you could do it in a fun way is you can do it online. And online, the most simplest way to think about how to get leads from Melaleuca is to use content, such as posting on Facebook, Instagram, or TikTok. And I'll go more into that in just a moment in terms of the various methods. There's two ways to pay for leads. Number one, you could pay for leads where there are companies that deliver leads to you, prospects that have already been pre-screened and proven to be interested in looking at a home business. And so you can pay for those leads and begin calling them immediately, right away. That's a quick path to getting leads. The second way you could pay for your prospects is to run paid ads on social media channels like Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, right here on YouTube, or even Google. Now, let's get more specific about all this. So, your organic content might consist of things like reels, posts in Facebook groups, posts on your personal Facebook profile, or on Instagram or TikTok posts on a business page. It could be that you're using Instagram or Facebook stories. You could be going live on Facebook. You could engage in discussions in Messenger to connect with people and bring them in as leads, or any other social media direct messaging channels. You could do YouTube videos like this one, right? And attract people to you who are interested in your Melaleuca membership or a specific product that you focus on selling. You could use Pinterest posts. You could use videos on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, or even Pinterest. Next, here's what your attraction marketing funnel should look like as you go about getting leads for your Melaleuca business. Number one, you want to attract people to you. You then start influencing them positively around solving the problem that your Melaleuca membership solves for them. And then, of course, the last part of that funnel, you want to enroll them either as a membership customer or enroll them into your downline so you can start building the business with you. But the question is, when do you use any of the above marketing types inside the attract phase, for example? And what I mean by that is, when you look at this funnel that attracts people to you, in which of these pieces of the funnel, the attract phase, the influence phase, the enrollment phase, do you use reels, for example? Or when should you be using stories? Or when should you be going live? Which part of the funnel should you be doing all of those things? Which part of this funnel should you be using YouTube or getting in the messenger with people and actually having real conversations with them that way, right? Do you do all that stuff in the attract phase, influence, or the enrollment phase? As a general rule of thumb, Reels and Facebook group posts are excellent during the attract phase. Stories and lives work really well in the influence phase, and Zoom calls, video posts, and Facebook Messenger are effective during the enroll phase. However, you can become more strategic by mixing and matching these various types of posts with YouTube videos and other social media channels that I mentioned, like Pinterest, or mixing in some paid ads throughout each of these three attraction marketing funnel phases. Which is best for each phase is actually where the secret sauce sits inside this online lead generation process. And that's what we're teaching you inside the digital recruiting bootcamp series that I mentioned earlier. Again, I've linked you straight to that in the pinned comment and in the description. So, what should you use for your paid ads if you happen to go that route to find more Melaleuca prospects? A lot of people experience confusion around organic lead generation for Melaleuca and paid lead generation. If you think about it, though, it's really simple. Paid ads are simply social media posts that you're paying any social media channel like Facebook or TikTok or YouTube to push out to more people for you. So, which method of getting leads should you actually do? Organic, free methods, or the paid version? Well, in my experience, they both work. And that's why you got to be careful who you take marketing advice from. For example, one day I opened an email from a successful marketer that I pay attention to, and it said, "You cannot expect organic content to sustain your business. You got to be doing paid ads." And the very next email that I opened from another expert I follow said, "You're not creating organic content? What's wrong with you?" So be careful of this black and white advice like that, because in growing my MLM business and selling the affiliate products I sell, I use a mixture of both paid and organic methods. Both styles of Melaleuca lead generation work. With that said, I do advise you to start out with organic or free methods. And why do I say that? Well, because it will help you dial in how to successfully talk to and convert your Melaleuca audience into leads and sales. Once you've got that down, you can start testing your paid advertising. Now, let's shift gears here a little bit. If you're asking me, how do I get leads for my Melaleuca business? The question you should actually be asking is, how do I successfully get leads for my Melaleuca business who are qualified? Meaning, leads who come to you actually interested in the membership or a specific product line that you're focusing on through your Melaleuca business. This is a topic that takes longer to teach, though, than a quick 10-minute video, all right? So here's where I lose what I call the entrepreneurs who say they're serious about building a Melaleuca business, but are only curious about building the business because when they find out what they need to do to build the business, they're not really interested in doing it once they find out what that is. Now, I paraphrase that from something I heard Myron Golden say one time, but it's spot on for the majority of people in Melaleuca and the MLM world as a whole. My point is, be prepared to work your butt off, right? To get your Melaleuca business where you say you want it. Never quit, no matter how hard it gets, because it's worth it in the end to avoid losing your home or to finally be able to get your family what they deserve in life. All right. Let's back up to the beginning of this process, which is you need to identify who is your best prospect. Please realize that not everyone is your best prospect. I know corporate Melaleuca materials, your upline, a lot of times say things like, "Hey, everybody out there wants what we do." Certain segments of the population definitely need your Melaleuca membership, but even those folks aren't going to be interested in listening to your pitch at all times. The better way to market Melaleuca and generate qualified leads is to attract the interested people the very moment when that interest is at its highest point. One way to get good at this is to ask yourself, who the heck are you targeting? Is it busy stay-at-home moms or working professional moms or stressed out single dads? You're going to speak very differently to those segments of your overall target audience because they have different needs when it comes to how you position your Melaleuca message to them. My point here is that you need to think about your pocket of opportunity. Take time to understand the specific needs and pain points of your niche down segment of the population, and then market hard to those folks. You do not go posting haphazardly on social media thinking you help everyone out there. Think about this for a second. This very video that you're watching right now is not targeted to anyone who wants to get leads for any business, right? I'm specifically talking to you, the Melaleuca representative who wants leads for your specific Melaleuca business. I'm not talking to reps in Legal Shield, Primerica, or Herbalife. I'm also not talking to the flower shop owner or the real estate agent down the street, right? Think about that and think about it seriously. If you're on social media yelling about the Melaleuca company name or membership or a specific product in your product line or making money and thinking that everyone is your prospect, none of the organic or paid strategies I've gone over are going to work for you, especially the paid strategies, because you'll throw so much money down the toilet. You'll probably quit your business thinking you're not good at this. No, you're just fine. It's the bad advice out there from maybe your company, your upline, all the way down to the so called experts on the internet who never did build a network marketing business, feeding you a bunch of nonsense out of their mom's basement after taking, a 5 module online marketing course. Look, I want you to win. I know how to help you win because I've done this myself and now I teach it. I'm reminded of a biblical principle with all of this, actually. In Matthew 12, we're taught about the blasphemy of the Holy Spirit, where every person on earth has the opportunity to listen to the whispers of the Holy Spirit. But after enough rejection of it, God eventually goes his own way, leaving that individual stuck in that lost condition. In John 20, we learn that the Spirit goes inside a born again Christian. In Acts 1, we learn that a believer can develop a third relationship with the Holy Spirit as it comes upon them. Now, if you're not a believer, that's okay. I encourage you to not get troubled by this analogy, okay? If I can learn as a believer from a secular James Clear or Tony Robbins, surely you can learn a biblical principle, right? What's the connection of what I just said to you about getting leads for your Melaleuca business? Well, you can have a so-called blasphemous relationship with your Melaleuca business by refusing to do the hard work that all successful 6- and 7-figure networkers do, or you can accept what must be done to create the success you say you want to attain. If you want leads for your Melaleuca business, prospects who listen to you, take your advice, use your recommendation by buying from you, and become a part of your downline and produce revenue that you earn override commissions on, then you need to start by identifying who your best prospect is. How do you do that? Well, that takes understanding of what a target audience is, thoughtful time with yourself to figure out who you want to target, and then a little more time to write it all out. And then tie all of your social media posts to the needs and the wants of that person. I don't have time to teach you all of that here. I'm just introducing you to the concept. But that is exactly what we teach you in the Digital Recruiting Bootcamp series that I put in the pinned comment and description. Click on that. Start going through that bootcamp training to become an expert social media marketer for your Melaleuca business. So to recap what we talked about here, you can get leads for your Melaleuca business through organic methods, preferably social media rather than bugging people in line at the supermarket, or paid methods. If you're more advanced, I'll also put a link to my preferred company where you can buy pre-screened MLM leads down there in the pinned comment in the description. But preferably, I would say you should first go through the Digital Recruiting Bootcamp series to get the entire picture of how to get leads for your network marketing business. Again, that link is down there as well. Now, lastly, I've created an important video right here that educates you more about the attract phase of the attraction marketing funnel. So you get that initial wave of new best fit prospects following you and reaching out for more information. I'll put a link to this video right here. Click on that, check it out, and I'll see you over there.